Hi, I'm Sharon Dean, and I teach about how to live sustainably off the land, growing our own food, making our own products with what we've got. This is my buddy Scamp, say hi Scamp, and we have been in a lifestyle block in the Waikato for the past 15 years where I grew my own food, animals, orchard and veggie gardens to produce more food than I knew what to do with. I've been growing my own food forever. My parents were doing it before I was born, before it was trendy. But now for this COVID-19 lockdown, I've come to live with my parents. They're in a semi-urban situation. And I thought I'd take this opportunity to share with you ways that we can reduce our costs and grow our own food quickly and easily without having to run the risk of going to the supermarket to get a fresh salad. Now, the first one I want to talk about is actually going foraging, which sounds really weird during a lockdown, but we do need to go outside. We do need our exercise. We do need fresh air. We do need our vitamin D. Of course, we're staying away from people. We're not going far from home. You've all heard this a million times before, but what I'm saying is while you're doing this, have a look down on the ground and have a look what's around that we can utilize. This morning I took Scamp out for a walk, and the first thing we found were mushrooms. Now, I'll show you this. If it looks like a mushroom, it's a mushroom. There's a lot of fungi in New Zealand. Most of it is edible. There are a few that aren't, and the ones that aren't really definitely aren't, and you don't want to eat something poisonous. So if you're all in doubt, please double, triple check. Don't want you poisoning yourself, definitely in this stage of the game. But if it looks like a mushroom, it's a mushroom, and you can eat it quite happily. Now, you can see here the little button mushrooms in the basket, the ones that aren't open, they look like the button mushrooms you buy in the supermarket. The ones that are a little bit older, they're flat, and they've got this, the underside is a light brown colour, and they look exactly like a mushroom, and they're quite safe to eat. These ones were on the side of the road. Council would have usually been mowing this area, but of course they're not mowing it at the moment, and with this warm ground and a bit of moisture, we've had a bit of rain lately, these things are popping up daily. So Scamp and I picked these, and we had lovely mushrooms for lunch. Now, another challenge I'd like to put out here is why we've got this lockdown on, we can take this opportunity to do things we would never usually do. And I'm putting a challenge out to you ladies and guys, is not to wash your hair during lockdown. Now, before you go, ooh, gross, and switch off on me, just hear me out. Your hair naturally produces an oil, which is one of the best conditioners we can get for our hair. It's what nature intended, and it's been around a lot longer than shampoo. So our scalp is continuously putting out this oil, but of course we want our hair to look nice and flow in the wind, this sort of stuff. So we strip that oil off with shampoo, try to replace it with some sort of artificial conditioner, and off we go. Now, I found out by accident when I was a youngster and I was working in the Australian outback, and there's no shampoo in the Australian outback, and there's definitely no water. So I went out for about 10 days in the dust and the dirt, riding horses, and I would just put my hair up into a French braid, put my Cobra hat on, and it would get pretty disgusting over those 10 days. And the first thing I'd do when I came back would be to wash my hair. It was so gross. And my hair had never been so good. Having that rest from what used to be my daily wash, it just allowed the natural oils to come through, and it also meant that the glands in my scalp that were producing these oils actually settled down and didn't produce so much, so I didn't actually have to wash my hair so often. So I worked over this over some time, and I actually got to the stage at one point where I could wash my hair maybe once every 20 days. The last few days it would start getting a little bit manky, I must admit, but if I wasn't going out, I wouldn't wash it. In this last year, I have been out and about a lot more, and I've been washing my hair a lot more often. And the more I wash it, the more I notice it needs washing. So I'm taking lockdown as a chance to actually give it all a rest and give it a really deep, natural condition by just simply not washing it. So at the moment, I'm at day 12. My hair's a little bit damp, I've just got out of the shower, but my hair's sort of starting to look a bit gross. It's a bit oily. Usually by now I would have washed it a couple of days ago. What I'm doing instead is I'm brushing it. I'm massaging my scalp, making sure I'm removing all those dead cells as they come off the scalp, and doing a good root to tip brush, because I'm wanting to move those oils from the scalp right down to my drier roots and give it a good condition. Now, very shortly, because it's starting to annoy me, I'm going to put it up into a plait and just like not touch it. And I bet you by the time I get to the end of lockdown, it's going to be up in some sort of scarf or something, so I don't even have to look at it. But trust me, if you want to give this a try, by the end of lockdown, when you finally wash your hair and go out into the world, you will have beautifully, deeply conditioned hair and a scalp that's settled down to actually not need washing on such a regular basis. So I'm going to do a series of these little YouTubes for you. Coming up, I'm going to teach you how to forage for a really decadent chocolate cake, grow your own salad greens, and do a lot of things that you can actually save money and make some products that you can use. So subscribe here or check out my Facebook page, Sharon on Sustainability. And meanwhile, if you are doing a run to the supermarket, have a look in the gardening section. I managed to pick up some seeds there when I went last week. You're going to want some seeds to sprout, some seeds to grow some instant baby greens. So anything you can get, like lettuce, rocket, beetroot, radishes, kale, peas, any of those sorts of things, grab a couple of packets and tune in next week, and I'll show you how you can turn those into some instant baby greens or sprouts with just what we've got lying around. Until then, stay home, stay safe, and stay well.